Hey there, guys. So this is Alex, um, and so two of my stories that I want to talk about for my open mic had to deal with using drugs, specifically weed, um, and so I'll get right into it. So the first one um, happened on a trip that I took in Alaska, where it was actually on our way back from Alaska. We were at a small airport, and on our way back when we were going through the um, metal detection um, point, a friend of mine who happened to be on shrooms and weed together, which is sometimes not a great combo. He um, he s- he started he was not having a good trip and he started freaking out, and there were maybe three or four people ahead of him, and he just wasn't sure, if this was gonna if he was gonna be chill or if he was gonna be caught for um, the drugs inside of him. Um, so as he's going through the metal detector, it starts going off, and he's not having it. It's not going well, and as the TSA agent is approaching him and asking him, um, he's asking him like, uh, uh, "Oh, did you take all the metal stuff off of you? Did you take, anything that, a necklace or bracelets?" And he just starts like freaking out, and he just starts confessing to the TS agent, saying he's like, "Oh, I've done this, I've done that, I'm really sorry," and he's like starts crying, and he's very apologetic. And then the TSA agent notices that his belt was still on, and he was like, "Yo, dog, you'll be fine. I think it's just your belt." And then he was like, "Oh, all right. Well, never mind that I said all of that, but okay." And the officer eventually just let him go and was like, "Just have a nice day. You're fine." Um, so the next story I want to talk about was, um, I so I, I was at a concert with a friend of mine. So we went to go to see this band Sleep. Um, and so Sleep is a stoner metal band, and you can guess what they partake in. The definitely the marijuana. So as we're in the concert, and we were very hyped about the concert, we've been wanting to see them for a while. Um, and so as we're in the concert, um, he decides to just rip out a blunt, and I was like, maybe we should be a little low key about it. Um, and and instead of being very subtle about it, maybe going in the corner or in the back, he decides to just rip it and blow smoke with like everybody in front of us, and um, naturally we get caught. And keep in mind, this is like maybe like 12, 13 minutes into the 3.5 hour concert. And so naturally, I'm pretty pissed off. I'm like, okay, we've waited for so much for this, and then now we're gonna get kicked off. Not even like 15 minutes in the show, so we get thrown out, um, and we're just chilling outside, and we were like, well, I guess this is the end of our night. Um, so eventually, we find some friends from the concert who happened to like us, and we had discussed our dilemma with them, and they were kind enough to be like, yo, you know what? Don't worry about it. Don't sweat it, dude. Just come with us, and we'll sneak you in. So we're walking with them, and then we get stopped by the security lady, and we were like, oh great, this is it. We're definitely gonna get stopped again. And so the security lady asked us if we're is this our second time coming in, or we if we're just late to the show, and we were like, we're late to the show. Sorry about that. And um, so she was like, "Oh, okay. Do you mind if we just search you real quick?" And we were like, "No, no, no worries, yeah." And so she's patting my friend Hank down, and she finds this grinder in his pocket, and well, it was a metallic substance, and it was a grinder. And she's like, "Mind if I grab this?" And he's like, "Yeah." And nervously, kind of like chuckling, like, "I guess so." And so she picks it up, and it has the band's name, Sleep, engraved into it. And she was like, it's kind of funny. We kind of actually sell the exact same product over by the little hut over there. And um, so he just starts bawling, and it's like the derp that he is, just starts confessing everything, and she just played it off really cool, and she was like, you know what, this ain't my first rodeo.